Hey everyone, good morning. Well, at least it's morning here and I'm barely caffeinated, but I wanted to show you some of the things that are looking so beautiful in the garden right now. I've been doing a lot of work, especially in the backyard where we had the trees ripped out, so you might have seen that video, but there are some things that are looking so pretty. So I'm going up to the front of the garden and we're gonna work our way back. So looking at the front of the garden, you can see my Crimson Spire oak that I planted last fall. And I'm in the process of redoing this slowly but surely. So I've got to drop some fresh compost in these areas. I did do a lot of planting in here. So I have some Glow Girl Spirea. I did 3 of them around the base. And then I worked in some Mystic Spire Salvia in here, and this will all look pretty later in the year, but I just wanted to show you the latest here. So I've got the apricot drift roses around the front of it, which also I planted last fall. I planted these 3, which look so good. These 3 here came from just across this border here on the other side, and they look awesome. They transplant so well. Drift roses are so tough. And then between the drift roses, I filled in with some Monarch Magic Ageratum because it's just so tough, and it brings in the monarch butterflies like crazy, and they are already starting to bloom. So I think this combination of the apricot drift roses, the Monarch Magic Ageratum, and the Mystic Spire Salvia to give sort of that airy texture, and then the gorgeous foliage on the Glow Girl Spirea. Look at that, isn't that pretty? And they get these little white, you can see the remnants of flowers. So lots of spring interest with the little white flowers, the chartreuse foliage, and then I just love the shape of it. That's a birch leaf spirea actually. And then the reddish orange color that it gets in the fall. It should be really beautiful. So let me take you, there was one thing in particular, actually, I want to show you this container here. So I did this a couple weeks ago, and this is my succulent, one of my succulent containers, and I did a combination of skyscraper senecio, some crown of thorns, and then some lemon coral sedum. And I think once all of that knits together, it should be really beautiful. Let me take you over this way. Oh, I see my Ragucci clematis is just, it's going to open soon. I love this clematis, guys. So this is the clematis that will be growing. Eventually, it'll combine really well with the Lilac Days, Rise Up Lilac Days rose that I planted in a previous video. But that clematis, such a great clematis, so tough. But let's go over here to this splash of red, which surprisingly to me is a standout favorite for me. I'm not a big fan of red flowers, but this is from Proven Winners. This is the bejeweled, I think, bejeweled rose rhinestones. Look at the flowers on that. Isn't that gorgeous? And this is such a tough site because I've got the maple tree here. It's just super dry, super hot. It gets some afternoon shade from the maple tree, but flowering beautifully. And I've got the hummingbirds all over it every single day since it's been flowering. But I love that flower. Look at that. All right, what else is looking good? I always love lungwort. Look at the foliage on that. So good. It's done flowering now, but this is a bumblebee favorite. So the bumbles, as soon as it opens, are all over it. And then over this way, I want to show you something. I planted the flowerful hydrangeas, they're arborescent variety from First Edition Shrubs and Trees. And look at how these guys have filled out. This is just, they've not even been in here a full year, you guys, and they are already probably 18 inches tall. I did 3 of them, but I can't get over how quickly they've acclimated. I mean, certainly don't look like they've only been here less than a year, but they're awesome. I love them. Okay, let's go around the back real quick before I leave. I want to show you the Tempo Orange geums, which are pretty much, they're done flowering, but such a great, let me focus that in here, great little plant, very airy, wispy. All right, let's go around the back. Oh, before we go around the back, I want to show you this. I am so excited about my fir here. This is AB's Concolor fir. It's called Blue Cloak, and it took a long time to adjust, and it looked really pitiful when I first planted it several years ago, probably 4 years ago now. But look at all of this fresh growth. It's beautiful, and got some nice, the central leader is looking nice and happy. Look at that tree. And it's a tough situation. It's this autumn blaze maple just sucks up all the moisture. So these plants really have to, I struggle to adjust, to get things to adapt and adjust to the growing conditions here. They're doing great though. Love that plant, love that evergreen. Okay, and look at the Raguchi. Oh, I just love when they open. Such a great clematis, you guys. Oh, I've got one that's opening just under here. Look at that. Perfect little bells. And the bumbles love to fly inside of them. It's just such a pretty clematis. It's one of my favorites. Okay, now I'm ready to take you around the back. Entering the side yard and my Seven Suns tree. Look at this guy. Not in flower yet, of course, but wow, I cannot get over how it's filled in just a couple years. Gorgeous. And the green wall spire crab apples look like they're nice and happy. They flowered beautifully this past spring or earlier this spring. And then my sage leaf willow down here, nice and happy. And it's a perfect spot because the way the water flows, it comes this way, kind of whips around through the willow and then down this way, all the way kind of to the sidewalk. So perfect spot. All right, let's go into the side yard now. I want to show you a peony that I just love before it goes over. But first, let's look at the spilled wine Weigela. Another hummingbird favorite, just starting to open, and it's early in the morning, so things are they're kind of closed yet. But directly across from it is a peony that's very special to me. This is a peony that's, once the sun hits it, she'll open up, but it's a variety called Scarlet O'Hara. And my mom and I went to a garden event. My daughter's just leaving for work. My mom and I went to a garden event many years ago, and we each got one of these peonies. This is an herbaceous peony, and when it opens, it's so fragrant. Such a beautiful plant. I just love seeing it every year when it opens. I wish it flowered longer. But look at the buds too. They're just such a pretty peony. Okay, now I'm really happy with how this is filling in. This is laced up sambucus or elderberry, but look at the growth habit on it. Very upright, unlike, black lace. I have the black lace in the back corner of the yard, but this is very nice for tight spaces, and I love that color. And I didn't cut this one back, so I see a little tip die back, which is not a good sign. You can see that in here. Could have some issues. I've got more back this way. All right, gonna have to figure out what to do next with that. I've got a lot of tip dieback on this. Didn't notice this earlier, but I've got some flowers happening. I was hoping not to have to cut this back, but looks like I'm going to have to. But the color you're seeing over here and over here. So let's talk about this first. This is a salvia from Darwin Perennials. It's called Blue Bayou. And this guy just flowers. I cut it back and it flowers again. And directly behind it here is a mock orange called Illuminati Towers. So very fragrant. Let me pull back here so you can see it. But it's a great combination because they flower at the same time. The salvia. So when this guy fills in here, it'll be all beautiful white and very upright growth. And this, I've got a phlox here. I forget what variety that is, but the Blue Bayou salvia and the mock orange should be beautiful. But look at this iris, you guys. Absolutely love this iris. So I've had this for years. It's the only bearded iris that I have. This was one called Wench, and I don't know why they named it Wench, but isn't that gorgeous? Look at the falls on that. It's love and life right here. And then just beneath it, I've got some Sunjoy Mini Saffron Barberry. And then there's some, I need to do something about my wildberry heuchera here. It's kind of struggling. But it is a really great combination, especially when this is a little fuller. And then directly across from it, I've got a lace leaf Japanese maple that I planted with some more heuchera. And this is silver gumdrop. And the maple is a variety called Verity. Look at how delicate that is. And I had some top dye back here, so I just cut that out, and it's more spreading very laterally now. But I love the combination of the lacy foliage of the Japanese maple and the silvery purple foliage on the heuchera, the silver gumdrop heuchera. All right, let's head in the back. Lots of things to do back here, guys. This is a work in progress. In the back, this is where all the pussy willows were taken out, so I'm kind of doing that slowly, but I wanted to show you this, another salvia here. This is, oh, is it Rose Sensation? I'll have to put it on the screen, I'm forgetting the name of it. But super, just a easy salvia to grow. And then just behind this is an Arctic Fox lemon cream foxglove. And this was a sample last year I planted. I don't typically have a lot of luck with well, I don't plant foxglove because they're biennial. I try to avoid biennials, but this is supposed to be a foxglove that behaves more like a perennial. And so far, so good. Look at the flowers on that. Oh, I'm loving it. And when you cut it back, cut the flowers back, you deadhead it, it'll shoot up more. So I'm hoping this guy sticks around because I love that combination. Isn't that pretty? And then I've got some Heconocloa Japanese forest grass in here. Did a lot of work in this area here. I'm just using things from my garden that I already had up front. So when I had to have the prairie fire crabapple dug out last year as well, I took a lot of those plants because that was a shade garden and I moved them into shadier areas here. So this is my Jack Frost maple here. And I put a fern back here that I transplanted from the front yard. There is some hydrangea arborescens in here, and then just kind of just bits and pieces of the garden. Some that blue hosta. I just kind of scattered things around. I put a trellis here and did some of that midnight mocha or moonshine mocha. I'm forgetting the names of these guys. There's so many plants, it's hard to remember names. But I did 2 of those clematis here. Oh, and they're growing. Oh, I love that. So pretty. And then the eclipse hydrangea here. So a little bit of a dark moment in here. There's some Sun King Aurelia here. Got a lot of filling in to do in this area here, but it's coming along a little bit at a time, and I'm just trying to use what I have. But I love all of the color, the textures, and the shapes that are going on in here. Okay, let me spin you around. Sorry, I hope I'm not making you dizzy. My summer snowflake viburnum is starting to flower. Well, this side is. I've got flowering on this side and no flowering on this side yet, although there are a lot of buds. But I love the texture on this. And I've got some Martagon lilies. I'm forgetting the name of them. I planted them last year and they came up. I totally forgot about these guys. I'm really surprised the rabbits didn't mow them down. Although I've had less rabbit pressure because I have a lot of cats back here now, which is a blessing and a curse because they're handling the rabbits, but they're also decimating the baby birds. So I'm been very concerned about that. And then back corner here, lots of garbage around here, guys. It's just a work in progress. So I transplanted one of my Haas Halo hydrangeas from another part of the garden. It was just too shady for it. It was starting to flop later in the season. So I've got one here, and this is my transplant here. Another one of my blue hostas. And then back here, I dropped in, so there's some variegated Solomon seal here. I dropped in a Durvilla here from First Edition Shrubs and Trees. Dark Mode. I think it's called Dark Mode. And so it'll be interesting to see how that fills in. But I want to take you up to this part of the garden. The vegetable garden is coming along. My garlic is living the dream. And this sample, this Pechoa, is absolutely gorgeous, guys. This was a sample sent to me, and look at the flowers on that. Isn't that beautiful? It's called Caliburst Nectarine, but it's constantly changing colors. And I thought, I love flowers in the garden, so I don't have anything in this bed yet. This is gonna be, I don't know what this is gonna be, but for right now, the Petcoa, I don't know, that flower is so beautiful. And my fruit snacks, apple trees have settled in. I think they're gonna be okay, fingers crossed. The chives are coming up. My raspberry shortcake in the whiskey barrel, I had to put a support in here because it was really floppy. And my friend's husband makes these wire plant supports, or metal plant supports. And so I dropped that in, and it looks like a perfect little shrub. And of course I gotta have my mojito mint, because what's summer without a great mojito? And then my blueberry strawberry bed is looking fabulous. Everything's coming in. Look at the color on that. These are the peach sorbet. Look at the foliage color on that. Peach sorbet blueberries. And then I've got the jelly bean blueberry in here too. This guy's looking a little gnarly. This was my original one I transplanted. It looks like he's struggling, so I'll have to figure that out. And then this bed here, one of my Vigo beds, is where I had all my holdovers for last year. I didn't know where to plant things. I need to, once I get the front of the garden situated a little better, I'll have spots for these guys. But this is going to be my sweet potato bed. And then I've got a couple different types of basil in here. This is my absolute favorite basil. This is Everleaf lemon basil. You guys, if you're gonna grow a basil, grow this one. Small space, grows very tall, about 1 foot wide, maybe 3 feet tall. Absolutely delicious. You can make so much with it. And then this is my Everleaf Emerald Towers basil. So I got a couple different types of basil. And then of course, my husband's jalapenos. He eats the jalapenos like you might eat an apple. I mean, he just, yeah, I don't know how he does it. But I put in another all the rage rose here, which, look at the flowers on that. And so fragrant. So I planted the other one last year. I only grabbed one last year, and I have it here. And then I was really happy to find another one, and lots of things to still plant, you guys. I've got a lot of work ahead of me, but it's been so cold. It's cold this morning. And then I want to show you, stand by me. This is a bushform clematis. Super pollinator friendly, and just a beautiful plant. So easy to grow. Look at the buds. I just love how dark they are. And this plant support my mom got for me from a store many, many years ago, and it's the perfect thing to keep this guy looking very upright. And then directly across from it, I just realized my one and only Ito Peony. This is one called Cora Louise. Look at the buds all over it. She's gonna be gorgeous. She is maybe another day or so, a couple days, just starting to open. I can't wait to show you that. Okay, that is my early morning garden tour. I hope you enjoyed it. I love showing you guys these things, and it's so exciting to see things come in. At first I was wondering if I should show you, because the garden is such a mess right now. There's trees had to come out, and you need some money to be able to replace plants and get things done, and a lot of physicality to it. So it takes a lot of energy and a lot of time to get things going, but I'm really enjoying the process, and I really enjoy sharing it with you, how things are coming along. All right, guys, so that is my garden, and I hope you enjoyed the quick tour, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.